Yabona before siqala le video ngathi nganitshela kusesenyalo kusese-early before siqala le video kuyashisa. Kuyashisa, like genuinely kuyashisa. This is not it. I'm literally sweating everywhere. Like when I say everywhere, trust me. Top of the morning, besties. If you are new here, welcome to my visual diary. My name is Prisa Petronella Masugu and this is Growth with Nella. If you're a returning bestie, welcome back, bestie. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. I can't believe I'm actually doing this because I have not done it in a minute. A minute being equivalent to little over a year. The last time I shot and posted a video on this app, I was sitting on this exact couch and I was talking about upgrading. But before we get into all of that, just Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you and yours, besties. I wish you all nothing but the best for this year 2026. I wish the Lord grants each and every one of you with your heart's desires, and I hope and I pray that all your dreams for this year come true. It's kind of crazy for me to be saying this now because we are literally towards the end of January, meaning we have been in 2026 for 3 weeks and over. For me, however, it feels like I've been in this year for 3 years. 2026 started with a bang, I can't lie, but if it sees a thing is, does that make sense? Like it's coming, then it's going, then it's coming, then it's going, but you don't understand, is it coming or is it actually going? I don't know, man. Like I don't know, 2026 for me feels so weird, but you know what, I hope that the Lord grants all of you guys with your heart's greatest desires. I hope that he blesses each and every one of you. I hope that he protects you guys. I pray that he guides you into the right direction, you know, with everything that you're doing. And yeah, man, I just hope and I pray that this year is a year full of nothing but laughter, joy, happiness for each and every one of us. Yo, I also hope we see like this year we all succeed, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're starting a business, you're in school, you are working, I don't know, whatever it is that you're doing, I hope that we all succeed. But yeah, anyways, happy new year from me and mine to you and yours, for real. I literally love you guys so much, and I hope each and every one of you had a beautiful 2025. I know that a lot of people were saying 2025 was literally one of the worst years that they've ever encountered, but for me 2025 was actually not that bad. Like, it was really not that bad. It did have its bad moments, but it wasn't necessarily all the way bad, you know. It was like an amalgamation of the good and the bad. You know, when they say every good thing must come with a bad thing, it's like for every good there's a bad, for every bad there's a good. 2025 was just that for me. Like, it was an amalgamation and a combination of the good and the bad. God was saying, I'm gonna give you all the good, 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 but best believe that good is gonna come with some sort of bad, you know, just to balance it out. So for me, 2025 was really not that bad of a year. I did go through the greatest moments of my life in 2025, but I've also encountered the worst moments of my life in the year 2025. Hence, I'm saying it was a combination of both the good and the bad, you know. Either way, still, I'm grateful to have gone through all of it, the good and the bad, because I strongly believe whatever it is that we go through in life is meant to build our character, it's meant to make us stronger, and it's meant to make us a bit more wiser. So I do believe that I went through everything that I went through not because I deserved it, but because God was literally trying to like in some way, shape or form. Like, I had to go through it, you know. A lesson had to be learned from whatever it is that I went through. You know what, I'm not gonna sit here and bore you guys with all the nitty-gritties of what's been happening in my life. In as much as I wasn't posting on YouTube, I definitely was posting on TikTok. I may have not been posting as consistently as I would have wanted to, and I may have not posted as many videos as I would have hoped to, but I definitely did post something on TikTok, unlike on YouTube where I didn't even post a single thing. So if you want to see what I've been getting up to throughout the year 2025, you are more than welcome to go over to TikTok and check out my page. I'm gonna tell you this right now, majority of those videos are literally just vlogs of me going to school for the most part, and everything that I posted on TikTok is not even 50%. It doesn't even amount to 50% of the things I was busy with and the things that I was going through in the year 2025. Like I said though, 2025 was not that bad of a year. Still grateful for it forever. It opened so many doors for me. It taught me so much about myself. You know what, it was great, man. It was great. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful year, I can't lie. The last video that I posted on this app was about rewriting and upgrading your matric. I'm actually so glad that I posted about my experience, mainly because when I posted about my experience, the first time I posted about it was actually on Twitter, right? And it was a thread. Then I screenshotted that thread and I posted it on TikTok. And then eventually I decided, let me make a YouTube video about it, right? When I first thought about posting it on Twitter, my thing was really just I want to share my experience because I know that there's a person out there who's probably going through the same thing that I'm going through and is gonna find this thread relatable, right? And then when I finally decided to post it on TikTok and everyone just started commenting and, you know, DMing me for help and asking me how to do certain things like applying, asking me for advice and whatnot, I figured I might as well just post about it on YouTube, because on YouTube I get to freely talk about it without being limited by the duration of the video, right? So when I posted about it, it was really just, I hope that this video reaches the correct target audience, number one. Number two, I'm posting these videos for the sole purpose of it helping people. And it did just that. It helped an enormous amount of people. I can't even lie to you. I can't say it helped half of the world, but it helped people. And I don't care if it was just one person, two people, 1,000 people, 2,000, 5,000, 5. I don't care. I don't care. Even if it's just one, I would have, like, my heart would have been warm still, you know? And the reason why I'm saying this is because when I posted that video, right, and everyone started DMing me, I realized that there's a lot of things that we go through as people, in as much as we might not all know each other. Like, you literally don't know every person in the world. And in as much as that is the case, you never know who is going through what, and you can never know how many people are actually going through the same thing, if not something similar to what you're going through. So when I posted that video and when I received all those comments and all those DMs, I realized this is actually such a relatable video for so many people. And when I posted it, my thing really was, again, when I started upgrading, right, or when I thought about upgrading, one of the biggest fears I had was the fact that there was no one that I knew in my life and in close proximity that had gone through the upgrading process. So I didn't know who to go to for help, who to ask for advice. Yes, my mom was there for me, definitely, but she's never gone through upgrading and rewriting. So it's like, but she's not speaking from personal experience. And sometimes you need advice and, you know, opinions of people that have actually gone through the thing on their own. Do you get what I mean? So with that video, my thing really was, I don't want a person that has never upgraded or rewrote their matric, and a person that doesn't have anyone to help them, to feel like they are actually helpless. Because if you go on YouTube, there's a girl that is talking about these things, and I'm not the only one. There are a lot of rewriting and upgrading stories that people have shared, you know, their experiences here on this app, on TikTok, on Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere. Like, one thing I like about social media is the fact that no matter what we are told, like, social media is literally one of the best places to do your research. Literally, like, it's the best place to conduct research, because you can get and find anything and everything. And what I like about apps like YouTube and TikTok is that people get the chance to talk about their personal experiences. So not only are you reading about this thing on the internet where the information is generated by some sort of technology, but you also get to hear from another person's perspective, right? And their personal experience. Do you get what I'm saying? It's literally that time of the year where we will all start packing to go to university. So this video is specifically for all the people that just matriculated or just finished upgrading or were taking a gap year and now have decided that in the year 2026 they want to move to res and go to university, right? This video is your ultimate guide on what to pack when you're going to res. And I'm saying res specifically because this video is for the people that are going to be moving away from home and moving into a res or a student accommodation, right? It doesn't matter if you are moving from one town to another, one city to another, one province to another, as long as you won't be living in your parental house or your guardian's house. This might just be the guide that you need on what exactly it is that you should pack, right? I need to put this disclaimer out there. This list is not a must in the sense that you don't have to get anything that's on the list. You don't have to get everything that's on the list. If you feel like this list does not in any way, shape, or form resonate with the things that you need, don't get anything that's on this list. Create your own list, right? So it is definitely subject to change based off the person that you are, the things that you might deem a necessity for you. Because remember that as people, what I deem a necessity might not be a necessity for you, vice versa. Also, our financial positions are very, 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 very important to consider when you're moving into a place like res, because you can't just be going around buying the whole of macro. You're buying everything that's at macro if you know you can't afford everything that's at macro. So you need to consider your financial position. You need to consider if you can actually afford these things, if you need these things, and so on and so forth. If not, it's fine. Use this as a guide. If you feel you want to change certain things here and there, do that. Like I said, it is subject to change. First things first, you definitely need packing material. When you are packing, you have to put a certain thing into another thing in order to be able to transport it, right? So you need packing material. Packing material being suitcases, duffel bags, boxes, plastics, and maybe a toiletry bag. Nah. When it comes to suitcases, I would advise that you please buy your suitcases in as many sizes as you possibly can. Not many as in like, now you must go buy 100 suitcases, no. But you see those suitcases that usually come in sets. There's like sets of 3 or 4. There's like a big suitcase, and there's a medium one, and there's a smaller one. And sometimes it comes with a toiletry bag. The reason why I say this is because when you move from your house right now and you go to res, obviously you're packing everything. However, there will be those moments when you come back home for holidays, whether it's recess, whether it's Easter, whether it's a long weekend or something. There's no way you're telling me you're going to be packing for 2 days in a big suitcase. So the sizes of the suitcases and the duffel bags will help you on the days when you want to go visit home, or you and your friends are going out or something and you need a smaller bag, because ain't no way you're going to be walking around with a huge bag when you're only going to be going home for 2 days. See how it doesn't make sense? Exactly. Moving on to the toiletry bag. Majority of us in first year, when we move into a student accommodation, we move to a student accommodation where the bathrooms are being shared, right? From your room going to the bathroom, you need to carry your bathing items or your showering items, right? That being your face products, your bathing products, and anything else that you might need. So your face wash, face cream, whatever, bar soap, shower gel, whatever, for you to go and use that in the bathroom. And to transport it from your room to the bathroom, you need to carry it in a certain thing. Hey Bandla, there was a Twitter post, if not a TikTok post, this lady was like saying, Uguti, those Sheen bags, girlies, are not toiletry bags. But I fully understand why people actually use them as toiletry bags, because sometimes you just can't afford a toiletry bag, and they're actually so easy to use because they are so transparent. So whatever it is that you're looking for, you can just see it. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, you definitely are gonna need packing material, that being suitcases, boxes, plastics, and a toiletry bag. It's not a must that you get all of these things that I just mentioned. However, as your packing process progresses, you will realize what it is that you need. Not everyone packs their things into boxes. Not everyone packs their things into plastics. So maybe you might not need those two. But one thing you're definitely gonna need, suitcases, for sure. Moving on to the most obvious item, clothes. Right? You need your clothes, definitely. I strongly advise that you pack your entire wardrobe. And when I say pack your entire wardrobe, I literally mean pack everything that's in your wardrobe. If you have handbags in your wardrobe, pack them. If you have heels in your wardrobe, pack them. If you have jewelry in your wardrobe, any accessory that you have, pack it. This includes the gents as well. Whatever accessory or clothing item you have in your wardrobe, please make sure you pack it. And there's a reason why I'm saying this, right? When you move from home to rest, you're going to a new place, a new environment, especially people that are going to be moving from one town to another, or one city to another, or one province to another. You're going to a place that you probably don't have any idea ukuthi gendagalan. You know, you're going to a new school and you don't know the kind of school that you're going to, right? The reason why it's important for you to have all your clothes with you is so that you are prepared for anything that you may experience. Be it you go to a school that's very vibrant, like the one that I went to, where from time to time they're hosting gala dinners, from time to time there's events, from time to time there's camps, from time to time there's this, there's that. When you have all your clothes packed and with you at rest, you will never stress about an outfit. Rather, you don't know what to wear, not because you don't have the clothes, but because you don't have an outfit inspiration in your head. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if, for example, you go to school and you meet your friends, and now you are the kind of girl group or boy group that likes to go for dinners and lunches and whatnot. Obviously, when you're going out for all these things, you need to look cute, you need to look handsome, you need to look beautiful, you need to dress up, right? Now you are always going to stress about what to wear because you chose not to pack the heels that you left at home. You chose not to pack those formal shoes that you left at home. You chose not to pack those bags. It's not that you don't have these things, but when you were packing, you were probably thinking, I'm not going to need these things. You can never confirm the student life experience that you are gonna experience because it's in the future. You never know what's gonna happen. So please pack everything so that you are ready for anything. All right. And then we get serious. All right. So when you get serious, the one thing that you're definitely gonna find in your room is a bed base and a mattress. Those things won't have bedding, so you need to pack your own bedding. When it comes to bedding, I'd say pack your bedding the way you usually would have it at your house. So your sheet, if you are the type to use a mattress protector, pack a mattress protector as well. A duvet, a blanket, pillows. And if you're the kind of person that likes sleeping with the stuffed animals, pack your stuffed animals. If you're the kind of person that likes having millions of pillows on the bed, pack all those pillows. I know it sounds like right? It sounds like you're carrying a lot. But the reason why I'm advising that you pack this way is because when you move from home, you go to rest. Home is no longer home anymore, in the sense that rest is now your home. So you spend majority of the time at rest, which is what makes it your new home. So when you decorate it or when you are there, you want to feel as homely as you possibly can. And it's always the smallest things that make a place feel like home. It's the way it's decorated, the way the bedding is set out, the way things are put together, or whatever the case is for you. Please pack so that you are comfortable. Does that make sense? Pack in such a way that when you get to rest, you feel at home. When you come back from classes after a long day, you feel at home. You are comfortable. You're not living there because you're forced to live there. You're living there because that is now your new home. You're literally going to spend many days in that room. You're going to spend more time at rest than you will at your actual house. So pack in such a way that you can make your room as homely as your home is, if that makes sense. I don't know. When it comes to packing your bedding, please make sure that you pack blankets and fleece blankets as well. This is because you can never confirm the weather conditions of a place you're moving to, especially if you don't know the place at all, right? And like I said, you need to get ready for anything because anything is possible, right? I come from a very hot place. I come from Nelspruit in Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga is literally known for being one of the most hottest provinces in South Africa. And as much as I come from a hot place, when I moved to the Val, Sana, I encountered crazy weather conditions. Weather conditions I couldn't have possibly imagined. Because, what? There's no way. Like, if you're the kind of person to think, oh, I come from a hot place, so Nalanya Kona, it's probably hot. Oh, no. No. Because one thing about Nelspruit, when it's hot, it's hot. But the Val, when it's cold, it's cold. Like in the Val, when it rains, it pours. So when it's cold, it's cold. So small items like fleece blankets, big blankets, gown, warm pajamas, and all those things, very much a necessity and a need, because when you are studying at night and it's cold outside, you're gonna need a fleece blanket. You're gonna need a fleece blanket or a gown, something, warm pajamas. Because also, this thing of studying in sneakers or studying in a big jacket because of a makata, it's actually very uncomfortable. And I think you're definitely gonna need pots, plates, mugs, glasses, and cutlery. Yeah. When it comes to packing pots, I wouldn't say take the entire set from your mother's house. No. If you're gonna buy new pots and you want to take all of those pots with you to rest, like I did, do that. But if you're going to be taking pots from home, then I'd say 2 pots will be enough for you, or maybe 3, right? So 1 pot for your stew, 1 pot for your pap or rice, and then like another extra pot, you know, just an extra one in case you need it. And then when you pack your plates, mugs, cutlery, and so on, I'd say pack 2 or 3 of everything. So 2 cups, 2 spoons, 2 teaspoons, 2 butter knives, 2 forks, you know, just like that. Trust me, you're gonna be good, you're gonna be sorted. If you want to go buy a whole set, you are more than welcome to do that, of course, definitely. You are also going to need cooking stuff. So when I say cooking stuff, I mean like cooking cutlery. So your wooden spoon, your spatulas, your spoons for stew, and so on and so forth. You're definitely gonna need that, because ain't no way you're telling me you're gonna cook up near forok the whole time. No ways. So you definitely need that. You get me? Also, get yourself the kaftini, Tupperware. Tupperware is very essential for when you are the kind of person that likes to meal prep. But also, generally speaking, if you cook a lot of food, well, you're gonna need a container to put your food in, right? Because you can't now all the time when you cook a lot of food, you want to take the entire pot and put it in the fridge. That's not good, you know? So get yourself the kaftini. I would definitely advise that you try to get your kaftinis in as many sizes as you possibly can. Get small ones, big ones, medium ones, you know? You might not need a clothing basket. A clothing basket is essential for when you're doing laundry for the most part, but if you are the kind of person that likes to put their dirty clothes in a clothing basket, then get yourself a clothing basket, right? Alternatively, if you don't buy a clothing basket, you can always have a vascom. A vascom ibalekile for like I said, you don't know the place that you're moving into, right? So you don't know the problems that people encounter in that area. If one day you don't have water supply, see why you need a vascom. Because I'm telling you now, in the Val, we used to have water problems. It happened once in 2025. It happened once in 2024. But I always had a vascom, and I always asked myself, if I didn't have a vascom, because sometimes you don't have water supply in the house, but there's a tap somewhere in the yard that has water coming out, right? So you need a vascom to go get that water and actually bath. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, alternatively, if you don't want to get yourself a washing basket, a vascom can also be used for when you're doing laundry, obviously to move your laundry from the laundry room to the washing line if you're the kind of person that prefers to have their laundry set outside, because I'm gonna look busy one. Do you get what I'm saying? Moving on to appliances. A fridge is very important. I'm gonna tell you this now. A fridge is actually very important. I've never had a fridge, but I've seen the importance of a fridge. You know, I've never had a fridge. I want to have a fridge. I wish I had a fridge. I don't have a fridge, but a fridge is actually very important. If you can afford to buy yourself a mini bar fridge, please get yourself a bar fridge. Oh, please. And a kettle. If you're the kind of person that likes tea, I love me some tea, so I always had a kettle. Get yourself a kettle, you know. Another thing that you're definitely gonna need would be an iron. You need an iron for sure. You might not need the actual ironing board, but you need an iron, right? Someone said on Twitter, we are the kind of generation that is not afraid of being wrinkled up. Like, guys, asinanzaba. Like, the way singasananzaba nok iron, like, here's a strawberry. Tengan ma iron, man. Hey, tengan ma iron. But please get yourself an iron. There's actually no ways, like guys, get yourself an iron. Please get yourself an iron in the morning when you have class and you can see your shirt is wrinkled. Iron. And the reason why I'm saying you don't need an ironing board is because obviously you're gonna have a study table, you're gonna have the bed, you're gonna have the floor. So whenever you need to iron, you can always put a towel or a blanket over the table, the bed, or the floor, and then put your clothing item and then just iron there. You don't necessarily need an ironing board. A lot of students nowadays actually have air fryers. I wouldn't necessarily say it's important for you to have an air fryer, but if you want to get yourself an air fryer, you can get yourself an air fryer. It's very convenient. One thing I can definitely say, I've never had an air fryer, but seeing how people use air fryers, it's very convenient. Sometimes you don't feel like cooking, you can just pop your chicken in the air fryer and it does the job for you quickly. You know what I'm saying? So if you can get yourself an air fryer, or if you want to get yourself an air fryer, you can definitely do that. I don't think you need a toaster. I do know a few people that had toasters at rest, but I don't think you need a toaster unless you know you would generally, as a person, love toast. Then you can get yourself a toaster. Again, I'm gonna say this list is definitely subject to change based on what you deem as necessary for yourself and based off the items that you want or like. Please buy yourself a heater if you can. Please buy yourself a heater if you can. However, another disclaimer that I'm going to put out there, when it comes to the appliances, certain residences are strict on the items that their students can bring, right? So some residences don't allow appliances like a heater, you get. But if they do allow for you to bring your own heater, bring your own heater. Because again, like I said, when you're moving from home into a rest becomes your new home. So whatever item you have in that room needs to be to your comfortability. Angeke uthi inconvenience, mara that's your own room. Literally, that's your new home. You get what I'm saying? So please buy yourself a heater because it can get very cold. The last thing that I think you're definitely going to need that is of importance is a study lamp. Please get yourself a study lamp. Unless you feel like your room is bright enough, then you don't need a study lamp. But preferably get yourself a study lamp. Again, this list is subject to change based off your own personal preference. You can add more things to it. Other things that I'd add to the list would be stationery, because you're definitely going to need stationery. Extra study material if you have extra textbooks in your house that you think you're going to need when you get to university. Might as well pack those as well. Then the most obvious stuff would be your phone, your laptop, a school bag. Duh, you need a school bag. An extension cord. Get yourself an extension cord and a 2-pin plug. Get yourself an extension cord and a 2-pin plug, definitely. And yeah, man, other things you'll just see as time progresses and as you get comfortable in your new home. What do you think is important and what are you gonna need as time progresses? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we have literally come to the end of the video. My phone is giving me temperature problems, and you know what? I've had enough. So I'm gonna leave it here. If you have any questions, please do not be afraid to drop them on the comment section down below or shoot me a DM anytime, whenever. Good luck to everyone that is moving into their new homes, and to everyone that is yet to continue with school, all the best. And to everyone else out there that is, you know, doing whatever it is that they're doing, whether it's a job, a side hustle, whatever, good luck, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. Again, happy new year. Please do not forget to like this video, comment, share, and subscribe.